anything. A turn 3 Knight of the Reliquary, turn 4 Kitchen Finks plus Lightning Bolt, like that is not going to beat Tron. But Tom mulliganed to 6 here.
Mulligan to he's got mulligan to 6, only 4 left.
And it's still actually a decent hand. You get to crack the star for a green, hopefully draw, or sphere for a green, hopefully draw a land. You can still Ancient Stirrings to try to find a land. Tom may miss here. If Tom misses on Tron here, a Tron piece here,
yep.
He's in a decent amount of trouble.
Well, he's got a Tron piece or a relic. Assume he takes Tron piece, yeah.
Oh yeah. And then you go Tron piece, star, but Tom's hand is very bad. Tom's hand is 3 gigantic things he's not even close to casting, and an Oblivion Stone which he's not even close to activating. So again, the Tron deck does lose to itself some portion of the time, and if Kibler wins this game, it's through no fault of Kibler's. I mean, the Knight into Finks is not really a start that can realistically beat a Tron deck, but sometimes the Tron deck just doesn't do anything.
The one Ugin for Tom. If it was Owen, you'd feel like he deserves to have his hand junked up by an Ugin.
Well, that was a great draw. Sylvan Scrying is awesome. You can crack the star for a green, hope to draw a Tron piece. Then you draw a Tron piece. Did I mention Tron's good if you're lucky too?
Where's our lucky Cheon Cloverleaf icon now?
Yeah, I mean, now Tom can't possibly lose this game. He's going to be able to cast Ugin next turn, or Karn, or Wormcoil Engine.
Yeah, he could cast Ugin, except there's not even anything to kill yet.
So I think Kibler's going to play as the Knight of the Reliquary, and my guess is you just go like Karn minus kill Knight, and then if Kibler bolts the Karn, you can just play an Ugin or a Wormcoil, like. And Paul shows up with the lucky Cheon icon. He's got the clover in the chat there.
Wow, that was nuts. Right, Knight of the Reliquary comes down. What is it, 5/5?
It is a 5/5, but I mean, Tom's just got a string of Karns and Ugins, so I like just Karning here because that way you have Ugin just in case Kibler plays multiple cards in the same turn. Though you even have O-Stone if that happens. I cannot fathom a sequence of plays that leads to Tom losing this game. He's at 20 life.
Yeah, it seems like Karns also makes more sense as the first one just because you have a backup.
Yeah.
Like Kibler bolting your Karn is kind of playing into your hands.
Yeah, it doesn't really do a whole lot.
Huh.
No, it looks like Ugin's coming down, though. So Ugin minus goes to 4. The advantage of this is that you're not vulnerable to bolt. So you're going to untap with Ugin in the vast majority of the cases. Honestly, I think Tom could select at random which card he wants to play over the next couple turns and still probably end up okay. His cards all do so much. Once the Tron deck gets rolling, I mean, its cards are, 2 to 3 times what normal people's cards are because your lands are tapping for 2 to 3 mana more.
He can't quite choose everything randomly because he might accidentally blow up an Oblivion Stone. But other than that, I think he's fine.
That is true.
Wow. So Brian plays his first creature and Tom immediately kills it with Ugin. That's the game we're playing here.
Both Karn and Ugin also exile, so Kitchen Finks, probably not coming back here.
Wow. I think what's the optimal way for Tom to pilot through these, and it's just doesn't.
I think you lead by casting Ancient Stirrings with a plan of casting Karn, and then maybe you're trying to find like an Eye of Ugin to just completely lock the game up. You could find the second Wormcoil just in case here. Kibler's not conceding because he doesn't know Tom's hand. I think if Kibler was able to see Tom's hand, he would probably concede.
He also doesn't know the deck list, so there's some value in just seeing as many cards as he can.
That's also true.
Karn is the play after getting the backup Wormcoil Engine off Ancient Stirrings. Karn is going to kill the Kitchen Finks, and okay, Brian has seen enough.
He's had enough, yeah.
He knows what he's in for. Red, green, Tron. All right, Karn, Ugin, roger that. Doesn't know the exact numbers, but doesn't really need to at this point. What he needs to do is get his 4 Fulminator Mages into his deck.
Yeah, the rest of the cards basically don't matter, but Fulminator Mage, quite good. I mean, you do get to, if you want, you can take out those really bad Tarmogoyfs for some slightly less bad, like I
Kitaki?
I, I don't even know. Yeah, Kentucky, I guess.
I mean, make him. It does. I mean, it's mildly annoying. It's better than probably hits as hard as Tarmogoyf and makes him upkeep his Oblivion Stone. I don't know.
Yeah. That's one of the advantages to Tron is that even though Kibler does have four Fulminators, past that, none of his cards are all that relevant. And Tron is a deck that it can shrug off the vast majority of cards you can expect to see in the format.
Here's Tom's deck. Sideboarding do anything here?
No. Tom has Rending Volley against Splinter Twin. He's got, I guess, another Pyroclasm, but they didn't even look that good against the cards Kibler played. So I
Right.
could see Tom running the like no sideboard or taking out a Pyroclasm for a Spellskite or something. Other than that, I don't
Spellskite
really.
does seem. I mean, having an 04 blocker seems better than a Pyroclasm, I think.
Yeah, I don't really see a whole lot else.
I like how he's got all the Eldrazi to choose from.
Yeah, I like the Royal Sampler of Eldrazi. So Kibler had to mulligan, if you notice the first hand of like spell, mana creature, wild Nacatl lands, or something like that, which is tough because when your deck has to mulligan that, you're not in good shape. But his mulligan hand is quite good. Double Fulminator is pretty good here.
What's Tom got? One Tron piece plus a map. So sort of 2/3.
Right, but Tom has three baubles, three chromatic spheres slash stars that can cycle and ancient stirrings. I think Tom's hand is quite good against Kibler's. Tom's going to be able to find more land, and yeah, Kibler's going to keep him off Tron for a while, but Kibler really needs this hand plus a Wild Nacatl. If he doesn't have Wild Nacatl turn one, you can cast a bunch of Fulminators, but Tom is going to eventually win. Did Tom not play anything turn one?
Weird.
Oh no, he's deciding what to. Oh, what's going on here?
Did he misclick?
Oh no, he's just deciding what to play still. I
Okay.
imagine.
Oh, may have.
Okay, yeah, the game froze and the hands kept going. That makes a lot more sense. I cannot imagine, yeah, Tom not playing something on turn one there.
Yeah, we should pause them and our game to catch up. All right, we'll be right back. Yeah, that game. I mean, Brian did come up with a Loxodon Smiter, but does he even have a third land yet, or is he just on the? Oh, he did have his three lands, right? One of them disappeared from his hand and went into play. We just didn't see it in play.
Right.
So, 4/4 Smiter can start to attack, maybe.
So if Tom goes Tron piece, then Kibler I think has incentive to play turn three Fulminator, but Kibler really wants to play Loxodon Smiter and then go Fulminator afterwards, just because that each Fulminator represents 4 damage at that point instead of 0 damage.
Totally
But
agree.
it's not clear that he has the luxury of doing that if Tom has two Tron pieces in play.
Yeah, so if you see two Tron pieces from Tom, you're Brian, you're just running out Fulminator Mage.
It's tough. It's tough, but yeah, let's say Tom goes turn one land sphere, turn two crack sphere for ancient stirrings, draw a card, ancient stirrings, play a second Tron, play another sphere. Then it's just like you can gamble on him not having the third Tron piece, but it is a bit risky. And that's exactly the start Tom looks like he's going to have.
Yeah.
So Kibler is going to be forced into that decision.
Yep, there's two Tron pieces. So he cracked the star for the ancient stirrings for the second Tron piece.
And now he's playing the map.
And the map, so he can definitely access the full Tron. Although I don't know, the map. There's not time to activate the map and until after you've tapped two pieces. So
right, Kibler may see that as a signal, like, all right, the coast is clear. I can play Smiter and hope that Tom doesn't drop anything big next turn. But
right. Although Tom would do the same, make the same play, even if he did have the missing piece in his hand. Yeah, I mean, if there was an Urza's Mine instead of any of the cards in Tom's hand, he would still play map here. Well, maybe he would have played Star instead.
I think if Tom had the three pieces, he would just play the Star.
Yeah.
Because it's better for him, even though that signals a little less against Kibler. So there is some information being gained here by Kibler. The question is, there's a lot of hands where Tom has third Tron piece plus no Star in hand. So it's not like Kibler knows Tom chose to play this over Star.
Right. All right, I think they're waiting for us to make sure we're caught up, and we are. So great. Now, how does Brian play this? Fulminator.
And this is the safest play. It makes sense, especially since sometimes you can just keep Tron off doing anything. What if Tom doesn't have a third land here? Of course, Map does fight against this pretty well. And again, Tom's under no pressure, so he's got a few turns to assemble.
Pyroclasm still on the deck. Do you go Grove and then Sphere Star?
The problem with cracking Map is that you really hate to crack Map when you have one Tron piece in play.
Agreed.
So yeah, I like playing the spheres.
You crack one for the second one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, Tom hoping to cycle his way into one Tron piece before he cracks his Map for the other. But Brian's plan kind of coming together. Now you see one Tron piece. You go for Loxodon Smiter.
I think that getting the Smiter out does give you the best shot of winning the game. You miss out on the chance of completely screwing Tom, and maybe Kibler does go for that. Just maybe you kill the Tron piece and you just hope Tom doesn't have another land. But if you play the Smiter, you actually get to start getting damage in.
Well, Noble Hierarch gets in a little bit of damage, right?
True.
Sort of, if it wasn't for the Pyroclasm. All right, Brian goes for blowing up the second Tron piece. So Tom beaten all the way back down to one land, and it's Grove of the Burn Willows.
And I think that's a very defensible play.
It is.
Because of the situation we're seeing right now, maybe Tom doesn't draw another land off of this, in which case, Kibler bought himself multiple turns.
Oh, wow. Kibler has bought himself multiple turns. Can't even Pyroclasm away the Hierarch.
Kibler has 5 times as many land as Tom here. If Tom finds a second land, the question is, do you just crack the Map to go up to 3 even though you don't get your choice of Tron pieces like right now? I think you start by cracking the Sphere.
Yeah, you crack the Sphere. He finds a Relic. Because you may as well Pyroclasm away the Hierarch, right? What else?
I think you want to defer cracking the Map as long as you can.
Agreed. Yeah, Pyroclasm's away the Hierarch.
Unfortunately, you're not close enough to be able to Pyroclasm away, double Pyroclasm away the Smiter.
Kibler cycles a Horizon Canopy, finds a replacement Hierarch.
And that's why you did before attacking. You might find an exalted creature.
And now Tom's either, running back to Pyroclasm your Hierarch plan, which doesn't really do much, or cycling a Relic, or finding a Tron piece.
That's even better, I would say. Because you don't want to miss a land drop this turn. I think had Tom not drawn a land, he still was probably priced into cracking Map. Now you can play like Tron piece plus Clasm plus Relic, or you can play like Tron piece plus O-Stone. Oblivion Stone doesn't do all that much because you need 5 mana to sacrifice it to kill everything, so I kind of like the Pyroclasm Relic line, but looks like Tom's running out the O-Stone.
Yeah, the Hierarch doesn't change the math here, but he could have made... Sorry, it doesn't change... Giving him one turn of Noble Hierarch doesn't change the map, but giving him a second turn cuts a turn off his clock.
Yeah, so I would expect Tom to Pyroclasm this turn if he doesn't find something better to do. Not the right Tron piece, but between the Map and the land in hand, Tom is going to get to Oblivion Stone away the Loxodon Smiter, at which point he can then start playing Wormcoil Engines just with 6 lands if he draws another land.
That's a good point. So he's not going to play the duplicate mine. He's going to map for one of the other pieces.
Right.
Goes for the power plant. This way, he has the ability to top deck tower next turn.
Yeah, and Kibler actually needs to draw something here. And there aren't a lot of things Kibler can draw that do anything right away, because if Kibler draws a creature, he can't even play it into an Oblivion Stone.
Yeah, Tom doesn't... If he top decks tower, he's in great shape, but he doesn't even need to top deck tower to activate that Oblivion Stone, so... Tom's actually in decent shape here?
Oh, Tom's in great shape here. He has to watch out that he doesn't get, overextend into a Wormcoil and get it passed.